Okay, so we're in the middle of teaching you the story. Okay?
Okay, so the last thing that happened, right, was that Haman wanted to kill the Jewish people, and he chose a date, and then Achashverosh said that he can or can't do it. He can, and he gave him his ring to show that he can do it, right? Zach. Then, what happens next? So after the Jewish people, right, Haman decided that he's going to kill the Jewish people. The Jewish people decide that they're going to be really sad and they're going to mourn and fast.
Wow.
And how do you mourn and fast? Right? How do they mourn and fast? What were they doing?
Being embarrassed by ripping their clothes.
They were ripping their clothing. And what else did they do? They didn't just mourn and fast. They also daven to Hashem. Right? So they were really, really sad. Now at the same time, right, Mordechai overheard two people talking. Mordechai was walking by the palace to go to Esther. And he was walking by the palace and he heard two people talking. Their names were
Peter and
and they were telling secrets. And you know what they were talking about? They wanted to kill the king. Right, they wanted to kill the king. So Mordechai overheard them wanting to kill the king. And what did he do? Mordechai went to the king and told him. He said, "Oh my gosh, Achashverosh, guess what? Two people were trying to kill you." It was really scary. So was Achashverosh really happy that he saved him? But after a long time, Achashverosh actually forgot. Zach, are you listening?
Mm-hmm.
Achashverosh forgot that Mordechai had saved him until a long time later when it was in the middle of the night and he woke up. Zach, are you listening? Achashverosh woke up in the middle of the night and what did he say? He said, "I'm so confused. Something's keeping me up. I can't remember what it is." And he asked the servant to bring him his book of memories because he wanted to remember
that people are that Bixer and Cyrus are gonna kill the king tomorrow.
So, but who had saved him?
Mordecai.
So he was like, "Something's bothering me. I forgot to do something." And he heard the story and he said, "Oh my gosh, I forgot to give Mordechai a reward for saving me."
Thank you.
Right? So he wanted to say thank you. So you know how he said thank you to him? He had Haman take Mordechai around on a pretty horse in a big parade. And what did Mordechai get to wear?
The king clothes.
All of the king's clothing. Right? So why was Mordechai allowed to walk around ride around on the horse?
Because he's very good.
Why was he very good?
Because he was saving the Jewish people and the king.
Because he saved the king, right? And Achashverosh had just remembered that Mordechai had saved him from Bigtan and Teresh, right? And then what happens at the way end of the story? Esther goes to a party with Achashverosh and Haman and says, "Achashverosh, Haman is trying to kill the Jewish people." And guess what? You know what Esther says? She says, "I'm a Jew, and I don't want my people to be killed. I want to save the Jewish people." Okay? So do you understand what happened over here? Do you want to tell us the story now to make sure you got it? You understand it? Okay, so now we're going to teach you another thing, okay, Zach? Zach, have you ever heard the words cause and effect? So should I tell you what they mean? Cause and effect is like this. Sometimes one story happens and it makes another story happen. Okay? So like let's say I punched your tummy.
You didn't.
Exactly, that would be your reaction.
How
right?
mean.
So my punch, Zach, think about it. My punch caused you to yell at me, right? Exactly, just like that. So Zach, let's say, for example, let's give an example of a story in the Purim story that has cause and effect, okay? Achashverosh didn't like Vashti because Vashti did something bad, okay? So Vashti, he got rid of Vashti, And because of that, he was forced to go and do what? Get a new queen. Okay, so Zaki, what was the cause?
No more rush.
No more Rashi. So what was the effect? What happened because of that?
The queen is Esther Malka. Esther Malka.
Esther Hamalka, right. So Zaki, can we do a couple of cause and effects in the whole story?
I don't want to.
Zach, we're going to do it together, okay? There are a whole bunch of stories, come sit up. There are a whole bunch of stories that happen that cause each other to happen, okay? You listening? Okay. First of all, Achashverosh made a really big...
Birthday.
And who didn't come to the party?
Vashti.
Vashti. And because there was no more Vashti, what had to happen next?
No queen.
A new queen. So Zaki, look what happened. This story caused this story, which caused this story, right?
Good.
So all of these little stories were caused by each other. So we're going to put them in a pile. Okay? Now here's another one. What happens here?
I put it down stuff. If you do Mordecai,
Didn't want to bow down to?
Haman.
Haman. And what happens next? Why does this happen next?
Because he finds what the is going to kill the Jew.
So how did, Zach, look at me. How does this one cause this one? Should I tell it to you? Haman got really, really mad at Mordecai. And Mordecai is a Jew. So he decided that he's going to pick a date to kill all of the Jewish people.
Yeah.
So, Zaki, how does this story cause this story? I just told you.
One was in another.
How did this story cause this story?
Haman got rid. He made a date to kill the Jews.
Why was he mad?
Because Mordecai didn't bow down.
Oh, excellent. So do you see how this story caused this story? And then how does this story cause this story?
He found it and he asked the king and if he could have that ring
To do what?
to kill the Jews.
Awesome. Great job, Zach. Okay, so this is another story, right? And Zach, there's more to that story. What happens to the Jewish people right after that? Right after Haman gets permission to kill them?
They're embarrassed by ripping the clothes.
They're ripping the clothing and what else?
They pray to Hashem.
So, Zaki, how did this story cause this story?
I don't know.
Zaki, look at it. How does this story cause this story?
I don't know.
What happened in this story?
I just forgot.
Well, who's this?
Ben Haman.
Bad Haman. And what does Bad Haman decide to do?
When they kill the Jews.
So this was number 1 and this was number 2. What happens in number 2? The Jews are?
Embarrassed by them. The clothes and then pray to Hashem.
So are they happy or sad?
Why are they so sad?
They're very sad. So Zach, why are they so sad?
Because they're having a dinner.
Why were the Jewish people so sad?
Because Haman was gonna kill the Jews.
So this happened and therefore this happened. This happened because this happened. You understand that? That the Jewish people were only sad because why? Why were the Jews sad?
Because Haman was gonna kill the Jews.
Excellent. Good job. So we have another little story of cause and effect, right?
Mm.
Well, one story calls another story, calls another story, calls another story. Want to do the last one?
That's okay. You can do it. I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Zach. Here's the last part of the story, okay?
Yes,
Now, what happens in this story?
Mordecai, Yehudi, he was walking into Esther and was and heard that bit so Esther talking about killing the king.
Oh, excellent. And did Mordecai get a reward right away? Not yet. First, a long time passes, okay?
Mm-hmm.